Happy New Year, everybody. Well, I'm here. I'm gonna harvest some bok choy to cook with my New Year's Day food. So I went and did some trimming first. So we're gonna pick this little one here. It's not a big one, but I figured I see little bugs trying to have their way. So I might as well have my way. Ain't no need to leave all that green for them bugs. And this is my first go at it. So, yeah. I have a lot of bok choy. I would say planted. So guys, I left some on the ground since they wanted to nibble. I left some on the ground for them to nibble. So we're gonna go ahead and grab one of these. Yeah, I just throw them on the ground. Maybe if I throw them on the ground, easy access for them, they won't climb up and grab on my stuff. So, and like with all that rain, I didn't have time to be coming out here trying to spray nothing. So, whew, lovely, cold. Bestyet journey. Happy New Year. TT's Urban Pantry. Happy New Year. Garden Cocktail with Joy. Happy New Year. Her Healthy Home. Happy New Year. Pit Stop Kitchen and Garden. Happy New Year. Gigi's Naturals. Happy New Year. Eco Neighbor. Happy New Year. Micro Farmer. Happy New Year. Bestyet Journey. I'm giving you a double Happy New Year. Organic Raw Roots. Happy New Year. Angela Busy Bees. Happy New Year. Yeah, guys. This is what this wet garden is looking like. This may be the last time in about a week, for sure, unless something drastic go down, that I be out here gardening or checking on the garden. I did knock my greenhouse back over. This celery and this thing here, the tender crisp, it just did not do nothing. I'm gonna leave it alone. But anyway, Diva Jones, Happy New Year. Guys, sometimes you just can't come out. You can't come out, you can't come out. And so, you know, the goal is always to do better. I have Swiss chard up in here, and maybe on one of the warmer days, I'm not gonna do it now because it's cool out here. I'm gonna come and divide my Swiss chard up. I heard some people were saying that they didn't. I think it was Pit Stop said she didn't really care for the Swiss chard, and I can't speak for anyone else. I mean, this may be a tip for you. Who knows? But when I cook my Swiss chard, I actually mix mine with my greens because it was my first time growing it. And I too did not know how the experience was going to be. So one of my mustard tenders is going to seed. Mustard spinach. It's flowering. And what I personally did was, Bestyet, that's enough. I'm gonna cook them. What I did, like I said, I mixed them with my greens. Yeah, I have my little hat on. Remember, this is supposed to be my lazy day, but I couldn't get out here in the garden to pick what I was gonna cook. So I chose to get out here and it's cold, since we're not supposed to get no more rain, and get my bok choy so I could do this garden to the table. So stay tuned for that. Oh my gosh. So be back when I get started. Alright guys, I'm going to give you guys a quick look. I have my black-eyed peas in the slow cooker. They're done. This oven roaster. And now I'm going to get onto this bok choy. And, oh, yeah, I did clean the island up a lot better. I have some greens that's straight out the garden. And I have been having it on warm. Now, I cheated. I didn't cheat because I cooked it. But I have some homemade macaronis and cheese that I froze because I knew we was going to have some of that. So, what I want to do, I gotta get my coffee cup out the way. And I got these little stragglers. So, I hate we can't have music going on. Hey, baby. You want to say hi to the people? No? Happy New Year. But, yeah, so, I'm going to do this garden to the table. And it's a collaboration I'm going to clean this bok choy up, cut up the cabbage, and I'll be back. Alright, welcome back everybody. So, this is a 2021 collaboration with Bestyet Journey, and this is called From the Garden to the Table. So in this video you will see different things that we will have grown in our garden, and we harvest them and brought them in, and that process may be through growing them from seed or from starts, harvesting them, possible canning them or dry freezing them, dehydrating them, and saving them to the point that we're going to create a meal out of it. Or you might see us just go straight from the garden and come in, clean them off, and cook them. So in my video, what I will be cooking will be, number one, a roast. You've already seen a little snippet of it. I canned some tomatoes, diced tomatoes. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to actually add this to my roast. I will show you that in a little bit. I'm going to actually create, not necessarily create, but make some cabbage, fried cabbage with bok choy in it. I've never eaten bok choy itself, but I heard it's in the cabbage family. It kind of tastes like cabbage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that, blend that in with my cabbage, and go from there. Now, I don't want to have a bad first experience. Therefore, I'm going to cook it my way in order for me to love it. And what else I'm going to do? With some of my seasonings, I do have like some of my own herbs, like my dill, my basil, and my thyme that I dehydrated myself, and those things are actually used. Also some bell peppers that I was able to harvest throughout the year, or when it was ready to harvest. So I have some greens, as you can see in my slow cooker. I have some mac and cheese that I had from Thanksgiving that is going in. I don't waste anything. Some yams. I did not grow the yams or the mac and cheese, of course. And my black eyed peas are done. As you can tell, this is a January 1st New Year's meal. Our tradition is to have you some cabbage, cornbread, pork, black eyed peas, and yams. Everything else is kind of additional. So stay tuned and follow this meal. So as you can see, I have my roast. It's pretty much been cooking all night long. And I ended up, for me, I went ahead and cut up my roast because I want to make sure that everything cooks all the way through. And that's just how I do my stuff. Which everything I know is tender. You can see it just pull apart. People can say, well, I don't have time to slice no roast. And I have some red potatoes in here, carrots in here, dried onions, and because I ran out of my onions, and bell peppers. So now my next step is I want to take my diced tomatoes. To me, I don't know, I love tomatoes. To me, it always gives it an extra little kick. Oh, shoot. Yeah. And that'll be it. I mean, the diced tomatoes, not the diced tomatoes. Well, yeah, that's going to always add that little kick. And I have it on roast. I actually cooked it on like 200 all night. So I'm not going to stick my finger in there at this point because it's hot. Cover that back up. I can actually cut this down to 200. Let it stay on warm because pretty much it is done. And that's the good thing about having your own diced tomatoes or your own food from the garden, because it makes it easier when you're ready to put some things together. So I'm going to move you over here. And let's see. I want you to see the pods. And I have my oven set on 350. So I'm going to end up, I'm getting ready to start my cornbread, but that'll be last because it's the last thing. And let me get for you. I got to get my olive oil. So this is how I do my fried cabbage. And since I'm finna butter up this container, I might as well get this one ready. I'm gonna try to go, I'm normally slow, y'all. So I'm gonna take, of course, some butter. And since I'm using it for that, I'm going to go ahead and get my pan ready for my cornbread as well, because I don't have to dip in there again. So, okay, so this, I'll sit in there. Okay, I have, you could put as much butter in there as you want, but for me, I try to put enough in there to make sure I'm kind of getting that fried. I don't want to have to use extra things. Then also I add my olive oil. Because I have butter in there, I don't have to use a whole lot of olive oil, but I do make sure that I use enough, because that kind of, it don't cook, I would say, down as fast. I keep leaving stuff in this cabinet and then have to move, you guys. Two. I don't want, okay, that should be enough. I don't like to over season anything. So, turn my fire on, and no salt season. And I'll show you everything I'm using. It's nothing spectacular. Nothing spectacular to me. Okay. Okay, guys, now I'm over here while the butter is warming up. I'm mixing up my cornbread, and I am not measuring nothing. I do what they call eyeball it. So now, I know I'm not talking, but just because I'm eyeballing don't mean I don't have to pay attention to how much water I'm using. So when you have it that texture that you want it. So once the butter in the oven, in the pan melts, I can go ahead and put that in. And we do have the butter in the skillet. I will bring you over here, guys. Let me wash my hands off. So we have okay, so now that the butter is already melting, it don't have to be totally for me. Now this is the way I do mine. It doesn't have to be totally melted. So I start adding my cabbage, and depending on how much this can take, in most cases I will put all of it. It just depends. But at the bottom I have my bok choy. So guys, I got to finish trimming it like I want it. So I'm going to be letting this here cook real quick. And I'll bring you over here. Yeah, you're in the sink. So maybe you can see a little bit. Only thing I did was I brought you over here so I could make sure that because this is my first time doing bok choy, I want to do it where I'm going to feel comfortable with. Now, some people might say, well, you can eat that part. I'm pretty sure I can. But we're going to take I'm just cutting the little stem part off. And I'm not going to dice them up because they're going to wither up as they cook. So that much I know. Yes. So I hope everybody's having a good time. I wish we didn't have so much copyright stuff to where we can play music on here without worrying about, oh, well, you can't do this copyrighted fragment, or you can't, you're not going to be monetized if everybody like this video. Da 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 da. So, oh, that's why I never have music on here. Otherwise, DonnaLLovelady probably be partying, dancing. I don't dance that much no more, guys. Getting old, my knees getting bad. My ankle so bad. But anyway, I decided to let this footage roll because what else to do? You get to see me do. It's okay. It's okay for a long video every now and then. You know I'm long-winded, so hey. Anyway, so got all my little stems that I wanted to cut. DonnaLLovelady, what about that little hole? You're not scared, girl. It's been washed off, cleaned up, everything. So, I'm good. It must be good because something bit on it. Let me put my scraps in the trash. I'm going to move you guys back over here to the scene. So, guys, it's not going to be like a quick, fast, hurry solution. So, even though it's fried, this is what I do. Number one, I'm going to add no salt seasoning. And I will tell you, now this is seasoning number one. In here you have ingredients is white cornmeal, sugar, spices including celery seeds, thyme, rosemary, marjoram, cayenne pepper, black pepper, and parsley, garlic, onion, and citric acid. So, no salt. Even though we know that I got garlic, salt with parsley. So, you know that means it's some salt somewhere, right? So with this one, it is salt in it. So there's no need for me to add regular iodized salt. Then I have my chopped onions. I am having a fit because I don't have my regular onions, but it's okay. And yes, I do put onions in my cabbage. That's how I like it. That's how I'm eating it. A little black pepper. Not too much because I already have stuff with pepper in it. And in here, I have my thyme. So, lovely, gotta open it up. Shoot. Okay. Not too much. Then, one more again. Only because I'm going to put a little bit more olive oil on here. Olive oil is not like grease. Now, for me, I'm going to put the rest of the bok choy and straggler of cabbage. And y'all see I'm using my cast iron Dutch oven skillet pot. So, nothing fancy that I'm about to do now, except for take my lid and I'm going to cover it up. And I'm going to leave it like that for probably 3 to 5 minutes. Come back and check on it. Okay, we're going to take the top off. And we're going to see how much is cooked down. And the top, no, the top is not going to cook down. You have to stir it up, guys. See that bok choy? I say buck all the time, B-U-C-K, and it's B-O-K. So we're going to continuously allow this to cook. The cornbread is in the oven. So just blending all those seasonings. And we're going to cover it up a little more. Tell you what, I'm sweating. So, in the meantime, I'm going to grab some rice out of here. So I'm over here gonna make some rice, and at the same time I'm gonna go ahead on and store my excess rice. If I need some more rice, I can always make some more. But 2020 is about doing it simple in the kitchen and not all that extra. So, because my black eyed peas are finished, I'm going to move my rice cooker over here. Okay, had to get the rice started. Okay, so black eyed peas are done. Now, I don't know how you eat yours, but that's how I eat mine. And the sugar, just to knock it out. Alright guys, we're going to go back over here where the stove's at and check on the cabbage again. Okay, love lady. Now, there's many ways you can do your fried cabbage. You can add whatever you want. Some people add sausages. I do too at times. You can add carrots. You can add whatever you want to it. For me, because this is not one of those times, I'm not adding too much extra to it. But now what I'm going to do is still have a little ways to cook for me, how I like it. And I use 2 small cabbage and I think three small bok choy. And as much as I like mine a little steamy, a little fried, I do want to make sure that it is cooked all the way, because I don't eat raw food. I'm sorry. And another thing that I like to put in mine is like, I still use vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar. You can use whatever. But number one, I just like the extra little flavor it gives it. You can put as much as you want, as less as you want. And be careful, because vinegar can be a little spicy sometimes. I mean, far as I'm concerned, but it give it an extra pop. So I'm gonna turn the fire down to about 2 or 3, and I'm gonna put the top back, the top back on it. Constantly having to clear my throat, guys. And then we'll look at the final product in a little bit. Be back. Okay, everybody. I have Mr. Ray Wonder here. So, I did my fried cabbage with bok choy in it.
That's right.
So, I tasted it. I love it. But now we're going to see what he thinks. And be honest. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, you like it. Okay. So, got him a plate. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Open up. What do you think?
What the hell is this? Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's supposed to be fried, but
it's fried.
You can't really taste any quote crispiness if it's.
It's not supposed to be. That's just the word for it. It's not supposed to be like pancakes or something fried or chicken.
Right.
But do you like it?
Yeah, I've had fried cabbage before.
Do you recommend it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have the greens.
Uh-oh.
From the garden.
This from my garden, y'all.
So I'm going to put them a little on the plate. And he normally like hot sauce on his. Do you want hot sauce?
I'm eating this raw right now just so they'll know that I ain't tripping.
Okay.
But I will be putting stuff on it individually. Just because.
And I'll leave you with the plate to finish it up. So, I'm finna blow. And by the way, he can feed himself. He's blind, but I'm just doing this here for video purposes. Ready?
Uh-huh.
Go. Hot. So that's just that's.
Oh yeah.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the greens from the garden, and this series, remember, is called Garden from the Garden to the Table. Now I'm gonna leave Ray Wonder with the rest of the cabbage and greens. Here you go. Just a little salsa for right now, and he got a cup of coffee, guys. Let me tell y'all what he did. So he was at home making him some coffee.
Oh, great.
Fixed this cup, and yes, he know how to make coffee.
Someone moved something.
Someone, if you know blind people have to have stuff in a certain spot so they always know
we choose
where it is, right? Now, not all the time, but especially if you don't have it brailled out or whatever. Well, anyway, he have a place for everything. So, his guest decided to move his sugar. Swap the sugar with the flour. So, you can imagine what he put in his coffee. So, just make a little note. If you have a friend that's visually impaired, make sure you just do not be moving their things.
Especially in their house.
Yeah, in their house, you know, to suit you, because it's placed to suit them. Anyway.
They can see where it's at.
Dominique, you ain't slowing down on them greens and that cabbage, huh? Is it good? Y'all see him, right?
No, I ain't playing.
So now the next.
This is what we're growing, y'all.
So now the next step, I'm gonna take y'all know my 3-compartment slow cooker. So now I'm gonna take my cabbage and bok choy that I harvest, of course. I'm gonna mix it with my greens. I do have some of the cabbage by itself, but I actually do like my cabbage and greens mixed.
That's how you do it.
I don't know if you ever had yours like that, but trust me, it is good. So all I'm doing now is just mixing my fried cabbage, what's left in my pot, into the pot with my greens, and I'm mixing it up. And like I say, it's something to try if you have never did it before. You don't have to overpower your greens if you don't want to, but it's not gonna hurt if you like me. I'm personally gonna put them all in there because today was more about making my fried cabbage, and as well as utilizing my greens that I had already harvested from the garden and cooked for Christmas. I didn't actually cook it for Christmas. I'll take that back. I cooked it for Thanksgiving and I froze it. So now we have our greens and cabbage mix with bok choy. And remember, in those greens, we have greens. We have turnip green, mustard greens, collard greens, kale. And what else do we have in there?
Oh, nothing. Sorry.
Of course, we have our herbs in there for us, the parsley, basil, and dill, and thyme. So, yeah. I'll be back and I'll let you know what's part 2 of this garden to the table. And Bestyet journey, I'm waiting to see what you did.
Namaste.
Okay, guys. So what? You see how ghetto my husband are being today? They are enjoying today. Okay. So what's on the menu? What's on the menu, Ray? We have. We don't have pork chops, guys.
We want pork chops. We want.
Really? Y'all see? We have roast.
We going on strike.
We have a roast with
Pork
vegetables
chop.
in it. They are so rude.
Shrimp.
Can I let the people know what we have?
Give us some real. Y'all ain't got no Kool-Aid in this motherfucker.
Really?
Alright.
We have a roast with potatoes and carrots, onion, bell pepper, diced tomatoes from the garden, fresh from the garden, as well as we have, of course, the fried cabbage. We have fried cabbage by itself, as well as we have yams in the other one. In the big one, we have the greens mixed with cabbage. We have the black eyed peas over there. And we have the rice. We also have, let me see, we have the cornbread right here. They silly. Guys, this is the roast. Let me see if you can see it.
What? What?
So,
No.
and we do have some macaronis that we had.
You got dressing?
And my son told me, do we have dressing? We have a little dressing left and a little ham left.
Use that.
So, of course, they would have some to-go stuff. Let me close this door.
Look at her room.
Shut up. So, our Thanksgiving, our New Year's Day dinner is complete. And we will be eating in about an hour, only because my husband ran and went somewhere. And we're going to eat in a little bit. But
some rum cake.
Right now, I'm finna choke Ray because he's messing up my video. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we got Mr. Patrick Lafayette. He's in Jamaica. Say hey, Patrick. Tell my YouTube people hi.
Greetings.
Okay, and then we have Mr. Ray Wonder.
Well,
He's always on his phone. Him and Patrick act like their ears cannot come off the phone.
Hey, we be working.
So,
I'm his twin.
so,
stop it, man.
Ray,
He's following me, man. He's following me.
Ray did a beautiful melody
Come on.
for Christmas for me. So it's not Christmas, so I'm not gonna make him sing a Christmas song. But can you bless us with something for the new year? I don't have you singing for me all the time.
Well, I would like to tell you guys, Patrick, I'm pretty sure you would love to say the same thing to you guys as well. Is 2021 is going to be a big one. So keep your head up, keep rising, and keep striving for what you want your 2021 to be. So with that, I would like to say to you guys is, finally, it's happened to me. I'm rising. Blessed are we, where we can see that we're rising. Yeah.
That's it. That's all we get. Patrick, you not gonna sing with him? Goodness.
We gotta get the album. We can't give it all to him.
Oh, Lord.
Your voice went on vacation. Oh.
What? Oh, my God. Okay, guys. Now.
Hey, but y'all can do this, though. Y'all can go to www.chrismixradio.com and check out the station, Chris Mix Radio for Patrick Lafayette. Yeah.
Can you say it again?
www.chrismixradio.com.
CHRISMIXRADIO.
All righty.
Tomorrow we are having a live broadcast.
Live broadcast from Texas, from Jamaica, and from everywhere else.
Yeah. So y'all gonna be able to hear us. We'll be doing a dynamic duo on there. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna be
So
live.
Ray them say they got bigger and better things coming in for 2021. So you guys need to check it out. If you have not, you can go back. I'll try to put the link on this video so you can actually check it out. Check out the scheduled times they will be broadcasting. As well, now, I'm finna hit my note. Dominique say run. I can't sing. I'm not gonna sing, guys. I'm not gonna even do me like that. But you know what? I tell you what.
What else you up to though? This.
I'm not doing nothing.
I'm asking you. What? Oh.
Y'all hear his phone talking to him? That phone, that's his best friend. You hear it? You better not call nobody else. I'm gonna hit you in the ear.
Anyway, whatever.
This is my time.
Ooh.
Golly, you guys see what he do?
What are you doing?
Oh, y'all, let me show y'all something. You see my little tomatoes? This is the Tiny Tim, and it do not have to be anything no bigger than this, and this is what I love about it. Now, this one here is already producing tomatoes. I can actually harvest those, which I'll probably do later on. As well as now, same time. Now, this one here is giving me nothing but foliage. It's not even, I haven't seen it do any flowering. I think I see a possibility of some areas that may flower. But this one never did anything. And it's actually taller than the other one. And these do not get no more than 12 to 14 inches. So it can stay in one of those pots. But, again, Dominique. You're going to hear me say Dominique and Ray Wonder. Because they ain't the same person.
Yeah.
Let's bless them with something. Let's see. What can you bless them with? It can be something old.
Shouts to my boy Wicked Cricket, man, because I know everybody been talking about him as of late in the past 2020, man. We've all been doing dedications to him and all the other stuff, man. And the last time I spoke to him, I sung a little bit of this in this little interview that we did. And I said, well, said I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh, yeah. Said I got a woman.
Where she at, Ray?
Way over town.
And she what?
It's good to me.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What she do, Ray?
She give me money.
Oh.
When I'm in need.
All right.
Yeah, she's the kind of.
What kind of woman is she?
Friend in need.
Oh, yeah.
Said I got a woman.
Where she at, Ray?
Way over town.
Oh.
That's good to me.
Wicked.
Oh, yeah. Wicked, man. Shouts to my boy, man. We miss you, dog.
Man,
Real
you know
talk.
what? I love it.
I'm the last person that really, I think, have seen him like that, man. At least, well, maybe I'm not the last, but go ahead, sorry.
I love to see Ray do his thing, guys. But anyway, I'm going to sign off, and I'll come back to you later on the next phase of this Garden to the Table collab with Bestyet Journey. I hope you enjoyed Ray do his thing, and have a blessed Happy New Year.